Okay, so let's do it again with my once again even more messed up hair, or at least somewhat parted hair. Yeah, at least for now I can say I'm kind of growing it out, so that's why it still looks this way. Parted a little bit. So let's get back into it, shall we? Uh, Once again, as I was saying in the last video, all glory be to God that sports are back. Let alone, all glory be to God, high school sports are back. Let alone, all glory be to God, college sports are back in some type of capacity. Because once again, I mean, I want people to understand this. I think I said this in another video last month, if not 2 months ago, but I'll say it again in this video. Um, Trust me, as I've said before, I'm a huge fan of cinema. I'm a huge fan of TV and movies. Huge fan. But even I don't want to sit at home all day long and binge watch Netflix. Now, I ain't got no problem binge watching Netflix for at least, like, I guess if not all, I guess I would say half my day. Like half my day, if not just 5 hours. Let me put it that way. I have no problem with binge watching Netflix at least for 5 hours, if not however long you were to, or even half my day, or however long you were to put it. I ain't got no problem doing that. But just like they literally said, the scientists say that humans were meant to go about the day and move, not just sit in one place. And one of the top things to say there is, because I think there was a study recently did, or if not recently did, way, way, way back, but it just reminds me more and more of how they said that just sitting around all day is just as dangerous as smoking. You need to go out there and move. Let alone for your own mental health, you probably need to go out there and interact with people. And sometimes that means more than your family or more than your immediate family. And it makes all the sense in the world, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they mean when they say that if you do not, you know, just put regulations on certain things, but let people mostly do what they usually do, then stuff like that, when it comes to stay-at-home orders and more, are gonna, like they say, are gonna kill more people than what's going on, than that thing. I don't even have to dance around the term. I just choosing to. But you get the point. And again, I halfway should know because I keep telling you, I'm a professional people person. So what that means is I love going around, interacting, talking to people, learning their stories, and possibly playing sports with them or doing whatever. I love that. And I want people to understand. Because even Hobson said it in the song titled Kumbaya, where he said, try to go out there and mingle. It don't work. When it comes to, his mental health and so on. Well, here's the thing. At least if you were to ask me, it all depends on who you are, where you're going, who you're talking to, and what you're doing with that person. Because I can assure you, for me, as a professional people person, trust me, it does everything for me. It does wonders for me. It's like the light of my life, if not one of the top two lights of my life. Going out there, frolicking, interacting, being neighborly, and so on and so on. As I would even say, adopting more people into my family, conversation by conversation, or adopting new people into my family one conversation at a time. And again, the reason why I love that philosophy so much is because, again, I love people. Like you literally can not only see all throughout majority of this channel, but let alone the video that I just posted yesterday titled, I love sports and I love people. So, but I want people to totally understand that about who I am, let alone the future and the state of the world. Because it is true. A lot of people, because I cannot stand all these commercials saying the biggest challenge for our generation is climate change. And y'all didn't say it loud enough. Climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the number one problem for my generation is not no bleeping climate change. It's not. That is a lie, a fraud, a hoax, and just a story made up in God knows where. Fairy tale land. The number one thing that's affecting my generation, at least if you would ask moi, the number one thing is mental health awareness. Because a lot of kids struggle with suicide, anxiety, and depression. let alone the other thing, top two that I would say, probably drug and alcohol abuse. That's number two that's affecting us. Um, yeah, and three, I had three at the top of my head, but three. In terms of once again our morals, our character, and our values. That's number three. If you were to personally ask me, that is the biggest battle, the biggest fight of my generation. It ain't no climate change. It ain't no. Okay? It ain't no CC. God bless CC, but trust me, it ain't none of that. It is depression, anxiety, and suicide, and drugs and alcohol. And three, which probably should be number one on the list, but I'm just going to put it as three, just to put it as three here, is morals, character, and values. What makes you who you are, how you think, why you think that way, and how far are you going to go with that mentality. Those are the things that vitally affect my generation more than CC does. I don't know I want to say I don't know why they push that, but you know what? I don't know why. Generally, I don't know why. I just know it's a lie. If you think that's the number one thing that affects us, that might be top 10, but that's not even top 3. Probably that's probably not even top 5. I don't know what the other two that I can put there, but I promise you, climate change isn't even top 5 on that list. I promise to God it's not. It's not. Cause number 4 might as well be the freaking dropout rate. Number 4 might as well be the freaking dropout rate. And number 5, which probably can fit in with dropout rate, but I'll put it aside to number 5, literacy. Literacy. Kids with literacy issues. Like, I'll never forget the video that I watched a while back that said, how can you teach how can you teach a 9th grader to read on a 9th grade level when they can't even, or when they, it was, okay, I forgot the exact quote, but I know it was like, the video was talking about, if I'm not mistaken, the video was talking about, how can you teach a kid to read on 9th grade level when they have a 3rd grade reading level, or something like that. So yeah, that's the 5th. That's the 5th one right there. The 5th one is literacy. I promise you, climate change is not top 5. It might be top 10, but affecting my generation, let alone the next generation. Only 22, by the way. Dude, climate change is not top 5. Everything I just named kills. I mean, come on, people. You really think climate change is either the number one thing affecting us? No, it's not. Especially if you know who God is. It's not. If God sees you doing the first, any of the first 5 right, don't you know who God is? No matter how much chemicals man puts out there into the air with their factories, do you not know who God is? If God sees you doing any of those 5 correctly, God can and will repair the ozone and whatever layers up in that, up in the sky. He will repair those in a snap of 2 fingers. That is the biggest lie about climate change ever. It just is. Now, God bless climate change. I'm not saying it's not, top 5, top 10. It's definitely top 10 somewhere. But I promise to God, if you listen to everything I just said, it's definitely not even top 5. Everything I just said affects so many more people than climate change ever has, ever will, and so on. If you know who God is, God can fix that. God can fix the ozone layer. God can fix, God made Earth. God made this Earth. Do you really think climate change is the no? If you know who God is and how powerful the Almighty God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is, do you really think that God, if God really sees us doing any of those 5 right, that God won't just bless us with a new, just like that? Because we're showing that we're worth it, we're worthy of it, we're trying to help each other, and we really want to live a plentiful life, etc. Now, I'm telling you, it's just, if you would ask me, climate change is not. It's and I hope nothing I'm saying is going over anybody's head. But climate change isn't even top isn't even top 5, ladies and gentlemen. It's top 10, but it ain't even top 5. If I had to put a 6th one on there, I'm trying to figure out. Well, what would I put a 6th one? Actually, what would the 6th one be? But actually, 6th one would probably be gun violence. If you were to personally ask me, it would probably be gun violence. 6th one would probably be gun violence. That's just my opinion. 6th one would probably be gun violence. 7th one would probably be poverty and homelessness. 8th would probably be just, which kind of fits into number 5 when I said literacy. 8 would definitely fit into when it comes to just the brokenness of our education system, and I mean throughout K through 12. We need a lot of reform with our education system. And then 9, I don't know what 9 is. I think I'm just running. I think I'm definitely running out of things, but I definitely can tell you. Though, climate change isn't even top 5. But look how many more I can name before I even, look how many I can name before I even get to climate change. At least 8, practically, at least 8. And I'm willing to bet you, dare I even say, climate change, if I could come up with anything else, because like I said, I want to say there's something else on those last 2 that aren't climate change, but I can't name anything else other than what I've already named. So you fill those last 2 in with whatever you want to fill it in. If climate change is 9 or 10 on that list for you, then good job. But you saw how many I named before I even got to those words of putting it on the list. Because I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, it's not even top. It's not even top 5. It's a lie. It's a hoax. It's a fraud. It's a scam. It really is. By the way, if anybody were to ask, once again, I started this channel as a Christian truther. I still am one. I'm just not as much as I was back when I started it, like at 15, 16 years old. Or 14, 15 years old. No, I did not start the channel at 14 years old. Yeah, 15, 16 years old. Or even 15, 16, 17. I'm still a Christian truther. I'm just not as much of one as I was when I was 15, 16, 17 years old. But I'm 22 now, so you do the math. I still am a Christian truther, but I'm just not as driven in it as I once was. But I still am a Christian, 110%. But I want people to again put all that data, put all that math, facts, grassroots evidence. For example, you think climate change is gonna get you out of poverty? You think climate change is gonna fix your literacy? You think climate change is gonna how is climate change gonna prolong your life? Ask yourself that basic question. How is climate change going to prolong your life? Because I promise you it's not. It's not. Climate change has no direct effect on you. Okay, if you were to personally ask me. That's just my opinion. Climate change has no direct effect on you. Everything else I literally named, 1 to 8, has more of a direct effect on you than climate change ever has and ever will. Yeah, I say climate change is a man-made hoax made for, and let alone a man-made disaster. But it's not even top 8 for everything that I could name, ladies and gentlemen. Dare I even say, just to add it there, number 9 might just be car crashes. How many teens die all the time through car crashes? 9 might just be car crashes. How many teens die every year through car crashes? And then 10, I know there's something else to say for 10, but I just don't know what. But you know what? I do know. 9 might just be car crashes. You know what 10 is? Which really wraps up 1 to, if not 1 to 9, 1 to 8. Number 10 might just be your own self-confidence. Number 10 might just be your self-confidence. It might. But that's the point. You see how many things I named before I even got to climate change? And still haven't even got it? I still found 2 other things to replace it with towards the end? God bless. Make up your own list and compare and contrast it with your friends and family. See what you get with it. God first, your boy, NJ2TheCity out. Thank God for this video. Thank God I could service it to you.